Brian Snyder's Creepshow Cavalcade.
Shadows on the wall. From a young age, I always saw shadows on the wall. Every nook of every cranny was a potential space to see the veiled shapes of creatures who were not quite men. It never mattered how devoid of light the room was or how little the moon glistened. The shadowed figures always seemed to suck in what little light surrounded them. Even without having eyes, you could feel fleshless shapes eating away at the core of your soul. Many times they haunted me, but most just walked by. Swift shades of gray or white would wisp in front of my eyes, but the black hues always made me feel transported to the realm of fear. Perhaps my worst encounter was back in my senior year in high school. One of the shadow people began haunting my home, specifically my bedroom. It began with the little things, as hauntings tend to do. Little things would go missing, and I would hear cruel whispers in my ear. This being was a dark, thick shape, the deepest hue of darkness I had ever had the displeasure of witnessing. It moved in a sporadic manner, twitching like the static on an old TV during a summer storm. The creature would tell me that I was worthless and I did not deserve this thing called life. A real life personification of dank depression. One night, I was on a walk with my father at the back of the house where my room was located. I had two windows, and my room was littered with the teenage angst of never wanting to clean. I witnessed that a shadowed creature walking back and forth between both windows a few times, but my father denied seeing anything. When we went back into the house, my mother and sisters were all in the living room watching a show. When I tried to tell my family about what I saw, both of my parents told me to stop and go to my room. Perhaps they were scared by what I said and refused to believe what they had already knew was there. When I got to my room, I felt a deep sense of regret and shame, drowning me and pulling me down with all the force of icy water. My dog refused to sleep with me that night, so I was forced to endure this creature alone. My father forced me to turn my light off that night, and I slept with little grace and uneasy dreams. This was not the first or last time I saw this strange being, and I pray to never deal with it or anything like it again. It continued haunting me for weeks afterward. Whenever I would bring it up, I was told to hush. Eventually, I developed a powerful urge that something drastically bad would occur, which of course no one would listen to. A little over a month after my high school graduation, my house caught fire in my room, devastating only the kitchen and my bedroom. We lost our dog and had the house fixed within a few months. My mother finally acknowledged that I was right and that there was probably something in the house. Shortly after, I joined the army and left for several years. When I moved back home after 8 years, I slept in my old room for a few weeks until I got my own place. There were still footsteps in the attic, and strange dreams and voices would haunt me. To this day, I still feel a sick with dread when entering that home. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Snyder here. Now, before I close tonight's show, I just want to say thank you to everyone out there who has tuned in to watch Brian Snyder's Creepshow Cavalcade. This has been a real fun experience so far, and I can't wait to produce more episodes for you all to listen to. Now, in order to send me your true creepy stories, you can send them to either one of the two links down in the description, either my email address or to my subreddit. Now, with that being said, I hope you all have a very good night, and to remember to always stay creepy, but in a good way. Alrighty, bye-bye.